Surprise! How's everybody doing? Good to see all of you. There's nobody here yet. So I'm going to plug in this cord. This is a very exciting show. Oh, there's two people. Hi, Annette. Hi, Gingerms. Where are my late night people? Of course, Gingerm's on the West Coast. It's not even late there yet. Where are all the late night people? Hi, Scrimshaw. Hi, Agnes. Hi, Kendra. Hi, Myra. Oh, we got 21 now. That's not bad. Hi, South Carolina, Barbara. All right, so I'm gonna make some jewelry. You can make jewelry, or if you're just relaxing, getting ready for bed, you can just relax and get ready for bed. Hi, Joyce. Did I say hi to Joyce? Almost gave up. Look what I found. I'm at home now. This is a table I use to go live. Sometimes I have a little setup here, and my niece and nephew were over the other day playing, and I didn't even know they were up on this floor, but my 8-year-old, my just turned 8-year-old niece, this is what I find on my table when I come up here today. Look at this. You see this? So it's up to you guys if we can get to 1 million likes, because that was her goal. So we're up to 6 likes so far. We're almost there. I think we can do it. Yeah. So I'll see if I can get her on sometime. I have a niece and nephew. They haven't been on due to my sister not wanting to have them online for various reasons. But hello from Tennessee. In any case, yeah, so she's a little character. She went to this preschool for a long time that didn't teach anything good, and I was really concerned because she's very smart and she wasn't learning how to read. And then she finally got transferred to a better school where she missed kindergarten and she ended up going right into first grade, 0 reading, and within a year and a half, she caught on, shot up. Now she's absolute top of her class, and now she reads books 4 years above her grade level, and she just sits there and reads big fat books all day long. So anyway, so yeah, so let's make some jewelry. Anyone who just came in, I'll let you read this one more time. My 8-year-old niece left this up here on the table. Oh, I'm trying to make it just the right size. I'll just leave it like that. Okay. So here is, I found out this is called rhyolite. Baxter Monkey told me. It's this unusual jasper looking, Picasso jasper, agate looking stone. And I have a few of them in here. Finally got my pair wire. Here's a black agate. So what should we wrap first? Ooh, here's a really nice rhodochrosite. Let's do that. And I got all my wires, so I can do 18 gauge, antique copper. Let's see. Ba, da, 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 da. Do, do, boo, 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 boo. This camera doesn't focus too well, does it? Okay. Voila. Maybe it's the lighting. Yeah, it's not even square wire. Might not be good lighting. Might not be good good everything to capture. Let's see if the black shows up better. Let's do, I actually do have square wire for this silver. Let me try that. See if that'll fit. Oh, yes it will. Hooray. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. So I'm putting this loop into this little crevice here. And let's pull that one inner part a little tighter. And then I'm going to swirl it up and I'm going to put the next loop into this little crevice. So the first loop took that crevice, the next loop took that crevice. So this line that snaked up like this is going to get a loop filling up each of its curves, if that makes any sense. Let's see if it works. See that? Grabbed onto the camera. Yeah, that worked pretty well. And then we'll have it curve back like that. And scarf it up. Yum, yum, yum. There we are. I like how that came out. I think that came out very nice. And boom. Oh yeah, that needed to come up a little bit. That's better. It's like a flame. It's like whoosh. It's like a flame or like smoke coming up from the bottom to the top. Oh yeah, that was fun. All right, let's see. What are we talking about? Uh-oh. There we go. Woo. All right. Ta-da. Joyce is looking to find some dates. Any single fellas out there? Good night, Julie. Woo. All right, I think I'm caught up. It's only 9. James must be on mountain time. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High. Sandy, you drew me. I haven't looked at the page too much today. I'll have to go look. I'm probably missing a bunch of posts. Thanks for reminding me. So the camera doesn't look good from that angle. So here's the 2 pieces I just made. If I put them up to my face, you can see them better because this particular software likes faces. Maybe, I don't know. These are the 2 I just did. $19 degrees. Oh, Scrimshaw, I don't even know what are you looking to do? Are you painting a picture? Acrylic black is supposed to stay, like, really just stay. There's always oil. you want to draw it? Which, this one, the black one? Or you mean just by coincidence you almost drew that? Oh, thank you, Nanzilla. I don't know why you don't comment sooner with that kind of name. That's pretty interesting. Joyce, it's okay. If you're looking for a date, we can find you somebody. All right, where are the single fellows at? I have to keep up with James. James makes so many pieces. James could have made that video I made today. Or I could have went to James's workshop and just used his workshop as the video portion of that video. Everybody go watch. If you missed it, you probably all saw it. It's up. It's called Make a Lot of Money right now with everything. Let's do another piece. Back up we go. Ooh. Let's make that go down. Let's make this go down. Make this bend up. All right, that's better. I'm closer to the table now. Let's see. Ooh, look at this little green agate. Oh, I think we can see more clearly now. I can see clearly now. The camera focused. Ooh, dude, look at this teeny tiny roll I found. Can you believe it? And I can see all obstacles in my way. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. Gone are the dark clouds that had me by. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Ooh. It's gonna be a bright, oh bright, sunshiny day. Ooh. James is just gonna have an emporium of pieces. I hope he doesn't forget. Oh, is this square wire? Is this teeny tiny square wire? No, I don't think it's round. My eyes are playing tricks on me too now. Yeah, it's just regular, I think. Now, I hope James doesn't forget also the tricks of selling, that when you have that many pieces, that you can let them go for half price to try to make a deal, or throw in, like, buy one, get one half, get the second one half price, really wheel and deal those people. But also, first communicate the value, describe the stone. James knows his stones really well, so he can say, this is this kind of stone from this area, and it's a blend of this kind. And look at this. Look at my camera is all foggy. I need it. It's because I have this camera cover. Wait till you see this. I'm wiping it. Now look. You can still see some of the lines. It's a little better. He's going to say that this kind of stone is made of this, and it comes from this mountain region, and the people are going to be so fascinated. And he's going to say, and I wrapped it in this kind of metal, and this style, and this, and he talks up, and he's going to say, you know what, this, I wanted a 25 for this, but you seem like a nice family here, and tell you what, if you want to get one for each person in the family, I'm going to do 15 for each. Boom, there's a $60 sale right there. It's funny, after you use 18 gauge square wire, this regular 20 gauge round is just so soft to your fingers. Isn't that a funny thing in life? if you really want to appreciate something being easier, do something twice as hard for a while until you get used to doing the thing twice as hard. Then when you go back to the thing that was originally hard and it's only half as hard, it'll feel like butter. You'll do it in your sleep. You'll feel really strong. You'll feel really in control. It'll feel really smooth. You'll feel like a master. I think I'm going to do a video on that. It's one of the strangest things in life is that the best way to make life easier on yourself is to take on really hard challenges. Not every second. You need your ups and downs. You need your rest. But take on really hard challenges like on a regular basis. And then your normal day to day is just so easy in comparison. It's like, woo! You feel like a superstar. You know, doing the dishes suddenly is like not a big deal. Making the bed, anything you don't normally like doing, suddenly like, psh, man, I could do this all day long. This doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, it's a nice simple design. I'm gonna have to do some more videos on the art of selling as we get closer to this coming spring. Hopefully there'll be a lot of sales for people. Yeah, you got to fight with your wire. You got to fight with your wire before you learn how the wire works, and then you learn to make peace with it. There's a little mother of pearl here. Let's try this guy. It's like the moon coming down over the horizon. James is doing the cutting. So if he cuts a cabochon and then wraps it himself, then he should really talk that sucker up. He should you know, he should explain how he did it from scratch and everything. And then I recommend, James, whatever price you think is worth to you. I'm not going to price it because I've never cut a stone into a cabochon myself. So I'm not even going to begin to guess what kind of effort goes into that. But I'm just going to throw a number out there. Like, let's say James would be happy with this cabochon he cut and the way he wire wrapped it. Let's say he'd be happy getting $75 for it. Maybe that's really high. Maybe that's low. I don't know. Because again, I don't cut my stones. But $75 is his goal for this really nice necklace. Okay. I hope he talks that up. Like that stone is worth 150 with the wrapping and the effort. And he talks about how he cut it himself and the unique style he used to wrap it and all this stuff. I hope he talks up to 150, 200, and then tells that person, asks that person, what can you afford if they're really in love with it? Be like, you know what? I haven't made a sale in a few hours now. I really wanted to make a few sales today. So tell you what, I'm in a generous mood, ma'am or sir. What can you afford? And maybe that person is like, oh, you know what? My husband would kill me if I spent more than 85. He's like, you know what? 85, it's yours. Are you sure? I'm sure. I'll feel good about it because I can tell you really like it. Just go ahead and take it. Or he could be really generous and say, 85? Sounds like 85 is your limit, huh? Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know it's worth more. Tell you what, I'm going to do 75 for you. Are you serious? Absolutely. I'm going to do 75. And then you really make the person's day on top of it. And you get the exact price you wanted in the first place. But that's not really there's nothing wrong with talking that up that way, because the same people who would drop $75 on a necklace would very likely drop a couple thousand at one of the mainline jewelry stores for a piece that was almost completely made by machines and is just, duplicated hundreds and hundreds of times. Whereas these people are getting a unique piece that was only made once ever. Ooh, this silver is a little bit harder. Look, when it's harder, see how it makes sharper corners when you try to bend it? It used to bother me. It doesn't bother me anymore now because I have it, they make it softer, but this is an older batch. This is from a little while ago, and see how the silver for a while, for a few years, they were making it harder and harder, and you couldn't get good smooth curves. Everything was making sharp corners, and it was harder to work with. And so glad they found a way to get it back. It's really weird. The person at the wire company I get it from was telling me that they can't help it. It's just the batch as it comes out. And I'm like, how can you not help it? You've been doing this forever. But I think someone else told me it's the raw materials they get from overseas. Sometimes they're a little bit more a certain way. Sometimes they're a little bit more another way. And I don't know. But I'm just happy the silver is really soft now. That's been coming out this year. It's been like as soft as ever. It's kind of fun to have like sharp corners sometimes. Switch it up. It's an interesting pattern there. A little different. And I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. And I can see all obstacles in my way. Boo, 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 boo. Gone are the dark clouds that had me. What are the words? Had me dry. That passed me by. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Ooh. It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Anita. Hello, NFL. Hello, Miss G. All right, it's still a little, see how it's still a little dreamy? It's still a little like, that's because my camera lens is needs to be cleaned. And it's not the camera lens, it's the case over the camera. I have to like cut out this case that has an extra protective coating that I don't want or need. And it gets dusty. It gets like, it's not good. It's not made of a good material. It's made of some kind of plastic that picks up oils easily. Look at this one. Whoa, you can see the patterns on that one nicely. Or maybe this was rhyolite. I can't remember. Baxter Monkey was trying to tell me. Who knows? Is this rhyolite or is this rhyolite? Which one is it? I really like this. This one's like, wow. Yep, it's glowing like the moon. All right, let's do this one. Antique copper, if I must say so myself. Although I had got all my parawire now, I can do vintage bronze if I wanted. That could go either way. Look at the spool, it got bent. Look at that, isn't that funny? Linda, any craft wire now should have a coating so it won't tarnish. But I find the company where you can get the best um, in bulk, if you're going to buy large spools like this in bulk, the best variety and everything and prices is parawire.com. Para, P-A-R-A, like parachute. All one word, Parawire. And again, they don't give me anything for saying that. I tried to get them to do a deal and they were like, I don't know. If you order from them, put in the notes that you were tuned into them from Matt's Crazy Art. So they they find out how much business I'm actually sending their way because I think it's quite significant. But for now, I just tell you guys because I want you guys to get the best deal you can. And if you order by internet, then, order. If you order by phone, I found out you want to ask for Talia or Joanna. Those are the two phone people who are really helpful. And so see if, I don't know if you can remember that. Talia or Joanna. Wires grabbing the table everywhere. That's what it does. That's what it does. Do, 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 do. That's what it does. Do, 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 do. But I took too much wire for this simple pattern. I thought I was going to do a more complex pattern, but I said, nah, let's keep it simple. Sometimes I overdo it. I always learn whether I overdo it or underdo it, but this time I was like, let's keep it simple. I'm trying to hold these pliers with my left hand. Come on, get in there, pliers. Now get back over there. There we go. Now stay firm while I do this next loop. Alley-oop. There we go. And it's very simple pattern. We didn't even go around the back at all. If I had less wire and it wasn't grabbing everything, I'd probably be done by now. I'm just making very slow movements because the wire is grabbing the camera stand and everything. My light, it's just an overhead ceiling lamp. I can't really control it. And I guess I could move the table. There we go. That's a good angle, right? You can see. And let's do another one. Boo, ba, boo. I want to do I have another one of those? Those are fun. I like those. No, I do not. Oh, let's do this interesting. Looks like looks like seashell. It is not. Some kind of agate. I don't want to do that. Let's do... I'm getting really picky now. I have all these stones to choose from. Ooh, let's do this one. That's cute. Yeah, I didn't like facets, but Baxter Monkey keeps giving me these stones with facets, and they're very high-end stones, and I'm learning to stop being so whiny and just go with it. And I think a lot of people like them, the faceted ones. This stone is very olive green. Uh-oh. No good hole? No, come on. Come on, stone. I was hoping we would be friends. Ugh. Nope, that is a jam. That is not going in. All right. Let's try something else. So sad. So sad. Let's do a rose quartz heart. But let's take 18 gauge because I think it'll take it. And that will look more profound. Yep. Whoa. Cut the wire 45 degrees. Well, it's about 69, 70 in here. I can't wait for I could turn off the furnace, but I'm not going to wait. So I'm just going to have to cut the wire now. Oh, Lynn, you should try wrapping them without feeling. That will be a real challenge. And then once the feeling starts to come back, you'll be like super good at wrapping. That's one of those challenges I was referring to. Don't be afraid. I think you can do it. I think you can do it, and then you post in the Facebook group how you did it. That would be exciting. That will give hope to a lot of other people who have struggles, especially health-wise. Yeah, if you stab yourself, you won't even feel it. Isn't that great benefit? This stone came from I got this on sale at Joann Fabrics. These stones are normally they're like for $14, I think. And it was a super sale, and I got them like 75 cents a piece. They're normally like what's for $14, like $3.50 a piece. Rose quartz and amethyst they're fascinatingly not expensive stones. They're just gorgeous and everyone loves them. Now, getting them into a nice cut can sometimes raise the price, but still. That was a pretty easy wrap. That didn't really take too much, right? Just go whoop. We're done. I took way too much wire, but that's okay. I never quite know what I'm going to do with these rose quartz hearts. They're just, each one I usually do a little different, but this one's pretty simple. That is it. I'm going to cut it so these wires don't keep bugging me. Pre-cut. Get rid of those two long pieces, and let's finish scarfing it. Ooh, cut it pretty close. Just enough left. I started to do what James taught me about putting a swirl on both sides, and then kind of I got bored with it. Not bored, I got lazy. I said, nah, it takes longer. Has a nice look on the back. I want to get to the point where I can figure out a way to do a fancy, complete pattern on the front and the back. Then I will be excited about it. Then see how the front looks, pretty, and the back is just like meh. So a lot of people, they're wearing a necklace and it bounces around, and before they know it, it's like sitting like that on their chest. Or some people, they just put it on backwards and don't even pay attention. But so the ideal, and James had this idea, he said, instead of just twisting it right there, you can make another swirl, and then it looks prettier in the back. And we tried it. I tried it a few times, and it's true, it works. But it's still just a swirl with these two lines coming out. It doesn't have all of this stuff going on. And I bet if I played with it enough, I could make some fancier stuff going on the back. In fact, let's try it right now. You want to try it live? We'll do an experiment. Let's do an experiment. What stone can we use for this experiment? Should we start out real simple? Do another mother of pearl. Yeah, I have these really cool coffee fire agates, but they have so much stuff going on that all that speckling will kind of distract you from seeing the wire cleanly. Oh, I could go back to this one. That would be good. This one that I'm not sure what the name is, unless one of these two is rhyolite. Yeah, let's do this one. We're going to do, this is the big experiment live, done here for the first time. James says you can do both sides. Let's do this. Let's see if we can make both sides look pretty to the point where if it flipped around on someone's neck, they wouldn't even know where the front or the back was supposed to be. They might like one side a little bit better, but both sides would look very pretty. Let's see if we can do this. All right. So this stone is kind of uniform in color, so you can see the wire hopefully pretty well. It doesn't have a lot of craziness going on. I was going to use a mother of pearl, but it's a little small. I wanted something a little bigger to try this out on. All right, let's see. Dun, da, da, dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Okay, there's our first swirl. Bring this up here like that and twist it. And then we're gonna bring this one around. And then, all right, here's the time. Now we decide what we're gonna do. Let's see. We bring this one around like so, and this one, okay, now they're just meeting normal. That's okay. You're gonna meet normal. They're gonna make a normal swirl, right? So far, everything is normal. I'm gonna come around a few times. Oh, now here's the key. Normally I would just jump back around to the front, but no, we're gonna make this look some prettiness. And we're gonna swirl it all the way up, almost, but the trick is I don't want both ends coming up to the top because I need them to come to the side to finish off my pattern on the front. So we're gonna have to be sneaky here. We're gonna have to have one end. So what we're gonna have to do, one end is gonna have to come up like this and wrap around and then come back, right? Because the other end is gonna have to stay. Let's make that loop a little smaller in there. So this end came up to the top. This end is not coming up to the top because this end has to come back down. We're gonna have to pull this even tighter because this end has to come back down to the side where it will proceed onto the front of the stone again and do its other thingies. Meanwhile, this one, we'll wrap around one more time. This one, look at that, that's interesting. Make that curve a little harsher. There we go, okay. And this one is gonna come around like that. See, now they are not together, they need to be together. So we'll push all of this over here and we will give them one more twist because they gotta get together. They need a double twist there. All right, so there's our back. It looks a little weird, but it definitely looks more interesting than the past stones, right? Would you say? Everybody agree it looks more interesting? It gets a little wonky here, but more interesting than this, right? More interesting than nothing. More interesting than nothing. More interesting than that. Right? So maybe I did a little overkill here. I didn't need to do all that blah, blah, blah. But let's see how we finish it off now. Now we're going to come back to the front. Yeah, I think I was overthinking it. I think I just need to do 10 of these to really get the pattern down. Like I tell everybody, when you want to figure something out, do 10 of it, do 100 of it. But I'm flipping it, I'm flipping it. Now my eye is playing tricks on me. Which side is the front? Which side is the back? Nobody knows. It's kind of wild. Now this is like the abstract side. This is the Van Gogh Picasso side. It's a little bit cubism. It's kind of funky though, right? And then this is the party side. There we go. Yeah, that's funky. It's like an abstract painting, right? Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Intricate weaving is fun. Actually, I don't have the patience for it, but I like how it looks when it's finished. And I am very proud of people who do it. All right, let's try something a little simpler. We'll try another mother of pearl. Let's try again to do, we'll call this the James style, trying to make it look pretty on both sides. All right, ready? This is this extra hard silver again. I should have taken from the other spool, but that's okay. Uh-oh, is this hole good? Perhaps not. Wait. Hold on. Oh, we're good. It's just a little bit of a bend in the wire was getting stuck because these shell discs are so thin. I don't even know how they drill through them. Like the way they have to line this stone up to get a hole big enough for 20 gauge to go completely through there and not pop out either side. I'm telling you, that is precision machinery that I do not have, nor would I even want to invest in. That might be something James will try down the road. He's always learning that tricky stuff. That'll be the next thing. People say, how do you drill your stones? How do you drill your stones? I'll be like, talk to this guy who lives in Rocky Mountain time. Well, Maya, if they're sold out, check Amazon. You can always find stuff on Amazon. You might get lucky. Most of the companies now pretty much, the wire's pretty standard, so you don't need to worry about like it being too different if you get it from a different company. See, look at that. Even that is a square. See how that's square? It's this really hard wire from this old batch. It's really wild. I mean, I got to the point where I didn't even enjoy working with silver anymore. Now it doesn't bother me. Now it's like kind of like a, what's it called? It's like meeting that cousin that was quirky and used to annoy you when you were a kid, but then when you're all grown up and you only have to see them like once every 2 years. So you see them now and you have like fond memories. You're like, oh yeah, there you go. I remember you. You're a little bit off, but now it's kind of endearing instead of when I was a kid, I couldn't stand it. Look at that. It's trying, it's fighting me. It does not want to make a curve. It wants to make everything square corners. The only way to get it, if you pull it from the really far back part of the wire, you can still get it to make an even curve. But as soon as you start pulling it from close places, it just kinks right up into a corner. I beat you, wire, and I shall beat you again. Right, let's try try this thing. Let's make this side party. Ooh. The tricky part about making a swirl, it tries to move the front. You got to keep checking the front, make sure the front doesn't move, or you don't want it, because the swirl can shift everything. You got to press real tight, hold everything real tight while you're doing it. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up like this. I'm going to come around once, and then I'm just going to go like this and come around like so. It's a little weird, but it's still more interesting than the plain stuff, right? It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. Not one of those you can easily hide. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my hand, one for you. Well, it's weird, but it might just work. Maybe if we, oh, you know, it'd be less weird if we can get it up a little higher. I think we can afford to get it up a little higher. I won't mess the front up too much. Yeah, that looks a little less weird. All right, let's try it. See how it comes across this side. Oh, not bad, not bad. We're doing good so far. It's more the kinking wire that's bothering me than anything else. So excuse me for something, but these things I do. See, I've forgotten if they're yellow or they're purple. My watch just beeped. It must be on the hour. Yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. Ooh. All right. Whew, we did it. Look at that. Look at that sharp corner right there. I put hardly any pressure on that. Look at that right there. Look at that sharp corner. Let's flatten that out. I'm not having that. I'm not putting up with that. It was cute for a minute, but no, it's not cute anymore. Wire, nobody told you to make sharp corners. The weird thing is when you get soft wire and you're trying to make sharp corners, it's a different kind of struggle. All right, interesting. Yours are the sweetest eyes. See, now when I move this like this, it's going to mess up the back design. That's the only thing too, is you really want one side to have the perfect design, and if you keep tweaking it, you have to sacrifice the other side. But let's see. No, it looks fine. It looks fine. I mean, for balance sake, I wouldn't want these two swirls side by side. I want them more staggered, like one down lower, one up higher, but I can work on that for next time. I learned a lot, and that's cool, right? That's a cool look on that side. You almost like this side better, you know, because you've seen this pattern probably many times, but it's kind of funky and different. Although you would want it to hang more like this, kind of like what? Maybe if the loop was right there, that'd be kind of cool. It's not terrible though. If you really want to be a stickler, you could take your leftover wire and slide it in there, make some more pattern, make another little, just one little extra doohickey would seal the whole thing up, make it look really funky and cool. But I'm gonna try to, I want to try to get it all in one piece. Well, anyway, let's see, what have we done tonight? Look how that foggy lens is just picking up the silver, making it all look like it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars in the October sky. There's one more here. A fantabulous night to make romance. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait, I did more than that. Huh? I forgot how many I did. Haha! Look at that. There's a ton more here. Time goes so fast when you guys are hanging out. It's just, I forget what happened. Look at that. There's that rose quartz. Do you remember these? Were you thinking to yourself, Matt, there's more? What are you doing? We know we watched you make more than this. Or were you just like, nah, I'm just here to talk to my friends. Here we go. That can be a thumbnail. Well, the leaves on the trees are falling. And every time I touch you, I just tremble inside. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. You can make resin stones. That will work. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, James. I don't count on any customer service from Amazon. I would just order a small amount just to get you through and just hope for the best. I wouldn't spend too much. I would test it out first. Yeah, and just think, this was 1 hour. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I did them slowly and carefully, talking to you guys the whole time and holding them carefully under this camera. This camera is literally only like 10 inches from the table. So that's all the space I have to work with. So I have to be very slow with how the wire tries to reach out and grab everything. If I was all by my lonesome, just popping them out, probably could have done 10 or 12. And that is not just me. You can do the same. You just got to do about a couple hundred of these to you really just get in the swing of it. Shoe. We'll do one more. One more. I want to really play around with that thing of getting the back to look interesting. Do this solid black. That way you'll really see the wire. And again, if you're going to photograph your pieces, if you're using a smartphone, obviously you're not going to have the cover I have that makes it foggy like this. But if you're using a smartphone and you're using any pieces that are, I would say on a scale of 1 to 8, dark to medium, you want to use a dark background, dark on dark. I know it's counterintuitive. Everybody wants to put their stuff on a white background. But if you're using a smartphone, they have light sensitive technology built into the lens. And what happens is you put your kind of dark colored stone on white and it turns it dark because suddenly the light it non-intensifies, whatever the word is, does the opposite of getting intense, and it picks up less light and it makes your stone super dark. Put it on a black background and it senses that there's less light, so it intensifies the light, just like night vision goggles kind of, and that makes your stone brighter and all the colors come out. Now the only exception is if you have white, 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 and silver. Then even if I had a clean lens, this would be glowing. It makes it a little too bright, and the silver tends to glow kind of like magically. So you can put your white on white. See how that is less glowy? You can see the lines better. And it doesn't have to be white. I would put this on like, see this natural colored napkin here. See, that's kind of nice. Like a sand color, like a light wood color would look good with the silver and the white. That's what I would do to photograph those. But I always put them on an angle. I think an angle looks like they're kind of dancing. I think this is boring. This is boring. Always put it on an angle. If you're going to show the chain, have the chain have a nice curve to it, like that. Take a few seconds and just play around with the chain and get it to just curve. If you're going to show the whole chain, you don't have to unless there's something interesting going on with the chain. But if you're going to show the whole chain, take a good 2 solid minutes and make that chain really dance just like your wire does. Make the chain like it's a little frustrating because you move one part of the chain and the rest of it moves out of place. But take your time, take a couple tools or take your fingers and just move the chain and get it to get a real pretty curve going. Or maybe put the piece in the middle and have the chain wrap around it like that in a circle, whatever. But that's all I can tell you about photographing your piece. I'm not an expert photographer. Those are just little tricks that I think go a long way. All right, let's do, oh yeah, we're gonna do this black stone. Okay, so let's see, I don't know. Let's do 18 anti-copper on black. What are we doing? Herma, this is pretty crazy. All right. It's barely going in, that's why I'm spinning it. There it goes. See how much easier it is to curve this copper than the silver? And this is a heavier gauge too. In general, heavier gauges are, sometimes, actually, I shouldn't say it's a rule, they're harder to curve. It takes a little more muscle, but that doesn't mean they fight you necessarily. I don't think it matters the gauge. I think it's just the quality of the metal. And it's like the coating they use almost changes it. I don't know. All right, let's see. Ba da 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 da. make you my own. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. See that? It starts to go into a corner and I just keep bending it and it goes right back to a curve. Right, see that curve? Almost very, 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 very curvy curve. A curvy curve. No fighting. No fighting allowed. Now I want the swirl on this side to be way down at the bottom. So I can play around with this. See if I can get this to work. Whoa, see? Just wonked out my front. You gotta hold everything from every angle tightly. You gotta be aware of what part of the wire is gonna move in a way you don't want it to. And then you have to hold it and be boss of it and be like, no wire, I'm in charge today. You're not in charge. I'm in charge. I'm the master. You're not in charge. See, that's boring. That line coming straight down, that is boring. We'll worry about that later. Let's see if we can get this guy doing something pretty. That's pretty, right? Almost mimics the other side. Okay. That's pretty. Have it kind of like cross back and forth. It's kind of pretty too, right? And now it's mirroring. Now this one is going to come. I'm going to do another kind of a mini swirl here. I think that's what we need to do, is another mini swirl, even though I'm lazy and I don't want to do all these swirls. Getting too many swirls, but we got to do it, Matt. Got to make it look pretty. Now that's interesting, right? You've never seen that before. I know I haven't. Okay, let's come back this side. Ooh, it's looking good. We came across higher up than I wanted to, which means we're going to have to go down, which I kind of like. This is going to be cool. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. Did you know all this commentary runs through my head while I'm making one simple piece? I'm just thinking so many things about the stone. Just in the what's happening with the wire. I'm just like talking to myself. Like Karen said. Remember when Karen said that? Talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit. Nothing ever seems to fit. Hanging in the wire, thinking I might retire. Lonely days and Wednesdays always make me perspire. Ooh. Ooh, I love that. I love that. What can we do? What can we do? Let's not mess it up. Let's not mess it up. Let's get it to come up. Let's get it to, let's not make it too busy. Let's not make it too busy. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to have to get it right into this part right here. All right, are we going to give it one more loop, or are we just going to finish it? If we just finished it, we'd be fine. But let's take the risk. Let's take the risk and give it one more loop. One more little baby loop at the top. Squeeze that little loop right in that spot, right there. Try not to get it to move anything else. Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, yeah, we're getting it. You see that? You see that? We're getting it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got to get it to fit just right. You don't want this to move. You don't want this to, you want everything is just, and watch this. Watch this. It's coming around. It's coming around. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at the dance of the wire interweaving with itself. Look at that. Just got to just press on everything, make sure nothing's going to move as we do our final, because when you go to scarf it, it can pull everything a little bit away from where you wanted it. You got to hold it tight and come around to scarf. And we come around to scarf. Oh, we come around to scarf. Oh, yes. Look at that end. Almost ran out. Oh, oh yeah. Woof. Now look at this side. Wait. I'll wait till I get the glare away. Let's cut this. Let's cut it. Cut it. Boom. Let's tuck it in. Ooh, I feel like I think James challenging me to go outside of my normal boundaries is like making some unusual patterns I didn't even know were possible. Okay, so that side's looking pretty emerging, right? Right. But the back, wow, what is that? That is so cool. But without, I don't want to mess it up. This just straight line is still a little bit, let's just tweak it just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. See? Not terrible. Not terrible. There we go. There we go. Now it's a little more interesting. It looked fine before, but now it's a little more interesting. We'll pull it out a little bit like that. Oh yeah, that now, yeah, look at that. Look at that is interesting. But the front is woo la la. Oh mamacita. So let's just move this a little. I don't want these to touch. I don't want that line and that line to be touching. I want there to be a little bit of space. Just a little bit of space. There we go. Oh yeah. Ooh, that was fun. You guys still here? I'm not reading any comments. Yeah, this is actually antique copper. It's actually a dark red, dark reddish brown metal. Can you believe it? But when you see it with this dark background and the camera like brightens everything, it all someone called it pink. Ooh, Clemurphy. Dorothy, if I was a smart business person, I would have my lessons on DVD, but I do not. They're all on YouTube for free. You can watch any of them anytime, anywhere, anyhow. Linda, this is my favorite. I agree. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. Sorry, I'm going backwards and reading your comments from like 10 minutes ago, if that's confusing. Cool, 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 cool. Well, no, I've never used memory wire. I understand it. It's great for kind of a little bit bigger than chokers and also bracelets because it just opens up, you put it on, and then it poop snaps right back to its shape. And it's great for beading and stuff, but no, I never used it. I did do shark teeth for a while. In fact, I had this diver who would get these fancy, like extinct shark teeth, even like megalodon, big black triangles like this, and he would give me like 10 or 15 of them. And the deal was he would pay me to wrap the big ones so he could sell them for like 5 times what he paid me. And then he would give me the little ones for me to wrap and just keep and sell myself. And when I say little, the little ones were like this big, and the big ones were like as big as these two pieces put together, like if you could picture a triangle like that. Like the big ones were like almost as big as a Dorito, but they're really cool. And then I lost track of him. He disappeared for like a year, and then he came back I had all these pieces sitting in a drawer, and he finally came back and bought them back from me. Yeah, James, you go for it. You're pushing the boundaries of all kinds of stuff. That was really fun. Look at that. Let's look at that again. Look at it came out of the back. It looks like smoke coming up from a flame. And then, and I just love how that side came out. I think I almost like this one better than my other favorite one. I had another favorite one. It was the same kind of stone. It was actually one of the stones I had with the white stripes like this one. And it was a design kind of like this, but for some reason, every curve of it just came out so perfect that I put it separately on Etsy, and it sold about 2 weeks ago. But I think this is my new favorite. Let's see, maybe we'll do one more and then call it a night. Kai? Oh, Kai. Well, we got to do another big one with the red again. It might not come out the same, but we got to do it, right? Ooh. It's kind of cool. It's got like little smoky gray splooshes in it. So if you use 18 for a while in the beginning, if you're used to 20, the 18 will feel really hard on your hands and you'll be like, ow. You'll feel like it's really like, oh, you start to feel sore even in parts of your fingers after an hour or so. But just do it a little bit, 18 for a couple days, then go back and pick up your 20. Whew, you will feel like a master of the 20. The 20 will just feel like butter. Like butter in your hands. I don't know if that's a jingle. It just came to me. All right, let's get going. Go a little quicker with this one. Now, see, now that we've conquered one and been successful, we're a little more confident. Now we can kind of speed through the next one, not be so careful. Let's do a little teeny tiny curlicue right here, just to be different. I don't know what it's going to do. Might just get in the way. But we'll just put a little teeny tiny baby curlicue. A little loop. Little tiny loop. I always get my words wrong. There's the curve, there's a loop, and then there's a spiral. Those are the three basic shapy things. But anyway, all right, put that little loop right there, and then we'll go like this. And then we'll come up to the top like that, okay? So that's already an interesting thing. It looks kind of like a signature, right? So we're having fun now. We're really getting confident. We're getting a little crazy. Wrap that once around the top. All right, now let's do this side. I look at stones from both sides now. Because of James, he showed me how. It's stones, illusions I recall. I really like to wrap those stones at all. Well, should have started in a higher key. Stones and bones and mother of pearl. For every guy and every girl, you can wrap them all and make a swirl. That's what James would say. But now I'm running out of wire. I didn't calculate that higher, so I don't know what this will do. But I have lots of wire on this strand. I looked at stones from both sides now. How did I get that high? How did I get from so low to so high? Isn't there like a middle key? From up and down, still somehow. It's stones illusions I recall. You know what? I'm gonna have to swirl this one more time because I gotta get the big strand to come around and do the funky thing, not this little baby strand that has no room left. All right, we'll do this. We'll get it to come up like this. We'll get it to come up like this. We'll make it come like that. And we'll do that and then do that. And then we'll wrap it around here and then we'll have it come back. That's interesting. It's stones illusions I recall. I really don't know stones at all. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Nope. Let's just come back here. And we're going to do that spiral thingy. I don't even know how we're going to do this. This one is going to have to come up like this. This one is going to have to come up like... Oh. It's not even making any sense. What is happening? What is happening? It doesn't look right. Oh well, we're just going to go with it. All right, so this strand's almost out of wire. That wasn't what I planned, but we'll make it work. We'll just have it come right up here, like so. Really have not enough wire to do anything with it. We just got to bring it up and scarf it before it causes trouble. But I don't like that look. I want a different look. Let's make it mirror, see if we can make it mirror this curve. I like that better. See that? I totally changed the position and the wire is so soft it just let me go with it. You can hardly tell that I totally, any other wire would have kinked if I tried to do that. But now it's just an empty show. You leave them laughing as you go. And if you're scared, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. Yep, just enough wire to scarf it. Barely, barely. That's what I get for not finding the center when I was first putting the stone in. Oh well. That's okay. We're still going to make something interesting out of this last one. Come on, let's get the scarf around there. Get it around, get it around. There we go. It's in. It's in. Pinch it tight. And boom, it's done. Okay. It's in. All right. I've looked at stones from both sides. Now this guy's all by himself. He doesn't get the double strand. This is just going to be an abstract piece. He's just going to have to come up by himself and make pretty swirls without any help. I get by with a little help from the other strand. Yeah, I get up to the top of the stone with the other help from the strand. But he's all alone this time. See what he can do. Oof. Oof. Well, that's turning out kind of interesting. Not what I would have picked, but it's definitely interesting. We're coming out with some weird patterns using James style. Let's see how we can tweak this now. That is definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Look at that side. This side's pretty interesting too. Let's see if we can open this up right there. Look at that. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. Let's close it a little more. Pull this one. Pull that wire more out. Oh yeah. Let's finish scarfing it. Da 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 da. Do 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 da 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 da. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Oh wow, that is so interesting, so different. Not what I would have totally never anything I would have thought of if the wire didn't like kind of bring me there. Let's make this one a little tighter. All right, let's get a good look at this. Very, very different. Everybody seems to like it a little bit. Hello, Gwen. I'm glad you're here. All right, James, we did good. We did good. Oh, Linda, that's okay. You'll nap in between classes. I'm sorry. I wish I could read your comments while I'm doing this. I'm not a good. One thing I'm horrible about is multitasking. I'm a tunnel vision type of person. Anyway, this is the back. Can you believe it? That's the front. That is the front, and that's the back. Ooh, yeah. I am liking this James idea of putting a fancy pattern on both sides. It's really working. More so than working, it's causing things that I never would have thought of. Never, ever, ever. All right, well, let's call it a night, guys. I feel like we could keep going all night, but some of you have to sleep. Some of you have to get up for school. Some of you have to write your articles, apparently. So how many did we do tonight? Woof. Not bird. Not bird at Whoa. There we go. Boo 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 boo. Mark, I do lives. I've been trying to do them every day, but it's really sporadic. It's usually later in the evening, Eastern time. Well, any time, but it's definitely latest Eastern. Are there 10 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do a regular tutorial every day, like a 5 to 10 minute tutorial that's not live, it's just edited. And then I'm gonna try to go live for about an hour, about once a day. And it could be as early as noon, it could be as late as tonight was the latest I ever started a live. I think I started at 11 my time, but Sunday is the big day. If you have any time Sunday, I usually try to do like a long all day show on Sunday, sometimes going from like noon to 10 o'clock at night. So if you can turn on your notifications just to make sure that you're going to be, so you'll get it if I pop in at any random time. But yeah, I have to do an ammonite so Baxter Monkey doesn't hate me. I'll try to do that tomorrow. Thanks for reminding me, Mrs. G. Yeah, 10 Sunday I try to do like a really long show, and I put each piece up on Etsy as I make it, and so people can buy it. I try to put each piece for half price to try to get people, it's like a fundraising day. And I use all the money to try to save up for something. Like the last few ones I saved up for a ceramic studio complete with a kiln and a potter's wheel and a slab rolling table and some clay and glaze. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Mark, thanks for coming. New people, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, and the one thing I'm terrible at is catching every comment. So if I miss your comment, totally repeat it. Totally ask people in the room, if they can answer your question, but repeat the comment, every couple minutes, and eventually I'll see it. Yes, I remembered Baxter's birthday. It was last week. Good night, everybody. Whoa, try to turn this camera stand is, gotta adjust it. There we go. Oops, why is that not turning? Move for me. Oh, there's where the other ones went. And yeah, let's turn that. Okay. Okay. Hello. So, yes, good night, everybody. And yes, hope to see you. Tomorrow is Thursday, and then Friday. Saturday, I try to take off completely. And then Sunday, I try to do the really long show, usually like noon to 10, noon to 5, noon to 7, somewhere around there, Eastern Standard Time, whatever that equates to for you. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. Oh, Gwen, you can always go back and rewatch it. It'll process for about 15 minutes, and then the whole thing will be online. You can watch it from the beginning. You can watch it when it's a better time for you. And have a good night. Everybody go watch the 6-minute video if you haven't yet it's called Make a Ton of Money or Make a Lot of Money right now. The thumbnail has one red stone necklace with a couple earrings and a couple dollar bills next to it. It's a 6-minute video. You'll love it. I recommend it. I just finished it today. All right. Good night, everyone. Take care. Temper. I don't know. I think it's pretty much dead soft. It's copper based, coated craft wire. This is Parawire. Parawire.com. PARA wire. All right. Good night. Any other questions? Leave them in the comments. I'll try to catch up to them in a couple days. Thanks, everybody. You're the best. You guys are awesome. Hope to see you soon. Yay.